Looks like Vitya the Hungarian is having some kind of creative crisis. He started writing letters to Zelensky. Not exactly a chronicler.
Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban wrote a so-called open letter to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in which he attacked him with accusations.
Well, very interesting. Let me just remind you that this Hungarian scribbler recently shot a campaign video. In it, he harshly criticizes Ukraine, saying that Kiev is trying to create chaos in Hungary, that Kiev is funding a local opposition party, which, according to polls, is even surpassing Orban himself. And basically, what is he implying? Kiev is blackmailing Budapest. Ukraine was interested in the fact that there would be a mess in Hungary, possibly such a natural mess that people would have to pay for. Alright, but what exactly is the point of this latest letter that Orban wrote and sent to Zelensky? Let's listen.
The details. The Hungarian Prime Minister began the letter with an absurd accusation that Ukraine is trying to drag Budapest into the war that Russia is waging.
Well, of course, Viktor Orban's record is simply stuck, as the classic of Ukrainian politics used to say.
Over the past 4 years, you have been consistently working to pressure Hungary into the war between your country and Russia. During this time, you have received support from Brussels and enlisted the backing of the Hungarian opposition.
To be perfectly honest, watching Orban flaunting his influence is really funny. So, he also has a buddy in Slovakia, also a prime minister, also preserved by Putin. Fico, that's his last name. Thank you. You really have such a sporty, not today, but see you then. Until today.
In regards to the upcoming meeting.
Oh my god, she is so cute. By the way, just recently, these two, Chip and Dale, Fico and Orban, made the decision to threaten Ukraine in sync. Fico officially prohibited the supply of electricity to Ukraine, and Orban echoed this exact same sentiment. Exactly. Listen, your humble servant here. Actually, 2 weeks ago, it was like I could see the future. Well, you know, if you don't praise yourself, who will? Guys, in simple, very simple terms, there is no such thing as electricity from Hungary or Slovakia. So Orban is threatening Ukraine to stop the export of electricity and gas. There is electricity from the European power grids, and Orban definitely cannot cut off the supplies, because Ukraine is already part of these grids, and it's definitely not up to Orban to decide anything about these European grids. Neither Orban nor Putin. My god, what a sensible thought. Nothing more to add. And here's how it all ended. Take a look. Slovakia and Hungary continue to supply electricity to Ukraine despite the threats. But Fico is still sticking to his pro-Kremlin stance. Fico is quite a character.
Fico ordered to stop emergency electricity supplies to Ukraine. The Slovak Prime Minister stated that Zelensky refused a diplomatic solution to the issue of resuming the operation of the oil pipeline. Druzhba.
A diplomatic solution, Mr. Fico? Please, how do you like that? We're expecting Fico as a guest right now. President Zelensky is having a conversation with Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico. Zelensky invited him to visit Ukraine to discuss all the accumulated issues in person. So, will Putin's buddy come to Kiev to talk in diplomatic language, or will he chicken out? Write in the comments what you think. And I'll just say that Fico has already been outplayed. He's gone too far with his friendship with Putin.
A criminal complaint is being filed against Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico.
Yes, against Fico. He's been accused of treason, and rightly so. Everything, my friends, comes at a price.
The party leader, Branislav Groling, stated that the complaint intends to charge the Prime Minister with abuse of power, treason, a terrorist act, and dereliction of duty in managing state property.